toasting, joking too. Sipping and roasting is what we do. Light 'em up, drink 'em down. Whiskey and cigars all around. Cheers, y'all.
That sounds like a party just about to happen, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, to this fine radio program, podcast, and video extravaganza known internationally as the world-famous Smokin' and Toastin'. Welcome to show number 484, which I have to confess something here.
That's a lot of shows.
I was convinced this week, and sometimes I go back and listen to the show because I do love the sound of my own voice. But sometimes I go back and listen to the show. Last show I did not go back and listen to, and I was convinced we had not covered the item that I made the title of the show, which was the 30 best breweries in America. So I was going to title this show the 30 best breweries in America for real this time. And then when I got here, Terry pointed out very politely to me that, yes, we did talk about the breweries last week. And so
I can't believe
curses, my plans are foiled.
And my memory still works.
Yeah.
I can't believe a show like this makes mistakes like that. How could they?
Yeah. Well, we must have been drinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Does seem like that.
Yeah.
That was a great show.
I would
What was
also
it
like to
about?
point out, quite a few months back, there was a show where you also went ahead and did a couple articles that
I had
we
done
just
before.
done the week previously.
Yeah. So, listen, I'm getting old. This memory thing happens when you get older. At least that's what my dad told me, I think. I don't really remember. But
I keep forgetting about that.
I like that
memory
you
thing.
just don't like. There's like just a 750 milliliter always bottle of something here. You're not even going to point to that as the issue at all.
No,
By the end
absolutely
of
not.
hour two, this has not affected any of my memory.
What are you trying to say here, Terry? Anyway, welcome to show number 484. Today, we'll talk a little bit about Irish whiskey. We're not sampling Irish whiskey because that would
coincide way too well.
Right, that would have required some advanced planning on my part. So, but we are going to be sampling some whiskey. Ian has brought along a bottle from Rabbit Hole Distillery. It's their Cakehill Kentucky Straight Bourbon whiskey. So we'll be trying
Cakehill.
That Cakehill, yeah, I like that. I'm sorry, is it Cakehill or Cakehill? I wrote down Cakehill. Oh, it's Cakehill. See, that's what.
Cakehill.
Yeah. So yet another mistake that I've made about this show, but that's okay because I have Nicolas Cage news. So Ian reaches for the ukulele. We try not to get derailed too much on the show, but when Nicolas Cage comes up, it's just inevitable.
But 2 minutes and 46 seconds into the show, Nicolas Cage
came across a story in the news this week from the director Mike Figgis, who directed Leaving Las Vegas, which is one of Nicolas Cage's biggest movies, right? And so when they were filming this, he told the Times of London, and this is an old story, but it's still Nicolas Cage, and it just came out. He says that Nicolas Cage really got into like the whole method acting thing and portraying this character, which I don't know if you've seen Leaving Las Vegas, but
I saw
Nicolas
it in
Cage's-
London, and it was funny because when I saw that movie, I have never walked out of a quieter movie theater. Like at the end of it, the way it ends, that just nobody had anything to say. They all just walked out.
They
So
all just went
quiet.
home really depressed.
That was it.
Yeah.
So quiet.
Well, he is. This is
Spoiler
one of.
alert.
This is one of those movies. It's the one out of 4. 3 movies are just absolute junk. And then he's brilliant in the 4th
Amazing.
one. This was that brilliant.
Yes.
I mean, he is great in this movie. But he really got into the whole method acting thing. And Figgis, the director, says Nicolas Cage wanted to be drunk because his character in the film is
He laid around the pool and drank all day. That's all he
essentially
did.
it. So Nicolas Cage apparently felt that in order to really embody this for the camera, that he wanted to be drunk. So Figgis says he wanted to be drunk, for example, and I said no. He drank a bottle of vodka before one scene anyway and smashed up a casino, Figgis told the outlet. He was completely and utterly drunk, and I was furious. But then, looking at the film, it's a great scene. I read that verbatim. So
his goal was to drink himself to death.
Right.
That was his goal in the movie, was to drink himself to death.
Can you see what is going? No, let it roll.
He doesn't look well. I'm telling you, this is cinema gold. Stay with it.
Should we cut? No.
So anyway, there's your Nicolas Cage update. It's been 3-4 weeks since we had one. So
I'm glad it was fun.
So I feel like we're on it. We will be trying some legitimate beverages and stuff on this show, in addition to the Cakehill Kentucky
beverages.
Straight Bourbon Whiskey. We may have done this one before. I think it's a seasonal, but I wanted to bring it back again if so. Odell Brewing Company's Peach Stand Rambler. It is a blonde ale with peaches from this brewery from Fort Collins,
doing
Colorado.
a Peach Stand Rambler. I like Odell though.
Yeah, well,
Sounds good.
You know me, I can't remember what we did last week on the show. So if we've done that one before, it's at least been a while.
Boy's got a mind like a steel trap.
But yeah, the problem is it stays closed and nothing gets in. From Providence, Rhode Island, and Long Live Beerworks, we'll be trying their double IPA called Poets in the Night.
Oh.
I like this because I fancy myself a bit of a poet at times.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Have shared some verse
Yes,
on this show
that's
with
right.
various people. So I'm excited. I feel like this beer was made for me.
Yeah.
Poets in the Night.
Poets in the Night.
That's just how I feel. And finally, from Real Ale Brewing Company from Blanco, Texas, we'll be trying their Real Heavy Scotch Ale, which I'm sure Ian has never had.
I love that beer.
Okay. All right.
I buy that beer regularly.
So we know what Ian thinks of it. So Terry, you and I will split the can of Real Ale.
Not
got
only
one in
that,
the
but it
cooler
comes in,
now.
what is it? It's a 24-ounce
Yeah,
can,
it's a
right?
huge can. It's
It's
like
a 24-ounce
I call
can.
those like a concert can.
And it's like $4.
Oh yeah, it's amazing actually how affordable
And it's
it
an
is.
unbelievable beer.
In fact, one of the reasons we're having it on this show this week is because I'm really cheap. And we've had sometimes
You can also buy their quad ale in the same can, and it's so good.
Sometimes, by the way, for that last beer, that bigger, the bigger beer that we will do on the show. I mean, I brought in like stouts and barley wines that were like $50, $60 a bottle for one beer.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm owed being able to buy one for $4.
Buy one for $4.
Exactly.
Yes, this is exactly.
So
We're offsetting it a little bit.
we'll do some drinking news. That is the most popular segment on the show. We have no idea why, but we do have a drinking news teaser headline for you. If my friend will pick up the ukulele there, drinking news coming up in the second hour of the show, and our drinking news teaser headline is lions and tigers and bears and rats and Bigfoot. Oh my! And we'll bring you a drunken fact as well. We've actually, I'm hearing positive things back from people about the drunken fact.
The drunken fact, it's working?
Right. Well, and when I hear anything positive about the show, I latch onto it because it's so rare.
Yeah.
And so the teaser headline for our drunken fact, which we'll get to here momentarily, our teaser headline is C is for cookie. Good enough for Sydney. So we'll get to that before the program is over. We have a whole lot of things to talk about. We're going to talk about Irish whiskey on the show today. There's a new list, especially since we're not going to do the same list I did last week. We'll do this new list of some of the best Irish whiskeys out there that are under $30. That's
all right, let's
cool,
do it.
That's a cool thing about Irish whiskey is you can find like.
Jameson's under $30.
Slane is under $30. So yeah, so very excited.
I think
about
Jameson might be a little over 30 now. I can't
it
remember.
might be
Maybe 32.
It depends what Jameson you buy, but I think that base bottle.
I'd be really
around.
interested to see what's on that list though, because
Yeah.
I do like an Irish whiskey.
We'll get to that, and we'll be sampling some good stuff. And I had a very interesting cigar this week that I can't wait to tell you about. So a lot of exciting things. We also have the beverage of mystery, which is a very dark, deep blood red color.
It looks like it has promise.
Oh,
I mean,
It looks mysterious.
The beverage of mystery.
Whenever someone says the beverage of mystery looks like it has promise, I get all excited because we've had some really bad ones.
Well, it looks like the color of those, Welch's sparkling
It smells
drinks
fruity and a little winey.
I was going to say that's kind of what it smells
It
like
does.
too.
It has
is that Welch's,
it has a wine kind of a
There's
sparkling.
there's
sparkling
kind of an
wine.
underlying funkiness to it.
kind of like the wine that they serve at church, during
Yes.
communion in the little.
Yes.
Every time I've had that, I've been like, dude, this is good cheap wine. Where can I buy this? So the crackers,
But
not
you've
so
never
much.
had more than one tiny sip at a time, so you don't
Right,
know. After
right.
3 sips, it could be horrible.
And I'm already not a fan of the crackers. Those are the most boring crackers. I'm like, dude, Townhouse, something. Captain's Wafers.
Can
Go
you
for
imagine
that.
if like Townhouse had a whole subsidiary that did nothing but make like wafers for the Catholic Church or
Right,
something?
right.
Like
I'm sure that exists, but it's not Townhouse.
Yeah,
but
exactly,
I'm sure
yeah.
there's a
Dude, if
company
you think
that
those
does
are
that.
bad, you should see the little prepackaged ones that have. It's like a little hourglass, and on one side there's a little tiny, like compressed wafer, and on the other side is a little tiny amount of wine.
Oh,
and you
I have
peel the
not seen
tops.
those.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. There you go.
I have not seen
Those
those.
For your on the go.
I haven't seen those, but
communion.
then again, I got kicked out of church for asking for seconds. So, it's kind of what do they call it? Excommunicated? Yeah,
Excommunicated, yes,
I think
yes.
that's what
Yes,
happened.
and at
to
one
me.
time you could pay to be recommunicated.
That's right. That's right. I don't think that works
Yeah,
anymore.
I don't think so.
This is oddly drinkable.
Oh, you've sampled it. So thoughts on this fruity and
I don't know why I keep
and
coming
dark
back
red.
to it. It's
Ooh.
tart enough.
It does have
It's
the
tart enough to make you come back and have another sip.
kind of is.
There's a little underlying funkiness to it, but after the first couple sips, I don't think I care anymore.
That's the mark of a good alcoholic beverage.
That's right.
That even if it's
I
funky,
feel
you
like
don't
that
care
underlying
anymore after a couple
funkiness
sips.
is the wine-based alcohol
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm not tasting any kind of like a sweeter
No,
sweetener.
no.
or
no,
anything
there's
like
there's no
A carcinogen aftertaste.
Carcinogen sweet.
sweet aftertaste. It's a
Terry,
little tart. It's actually kind of a pleasant aftertaste.
Terry, you're normally more inclined to be a fan of the beverage of mystery than Ian or I. What do you think of this?
No, I like it. I think I stand with that kind of. Even though the Welch's sparkling thing is usually a non-alcoholic thing, and this clearly has some sort of alcohol in it, it's very nice. I mean, it's a nice, nice crisp drink.
Have any questions for me?
Is that a beverage of mystery in your pocket, or are you just happy to be here?
No, we don't have a beverage of mystery this week, so that's all me. No, I do have a beverage of mystery, a bottle in my pocket, and
it
this
comes
is
in a bottle.
BRLO or D, I'm not sure. Cider, wild berry cider. See if I can.
Oh,
It is-
Cider? I hardly know her.
It's an O, BRLO, and they
Berlin?
are
I'm a
big
based-
cider fan.
They're based in Berlin.
and what kind of cider? What flavor?
It's a
is that?
wild berry
Wild
cider.
berry.
So I love how domesticated berries just don't make the cut. They have to be
berries,
wild
yes.
berries.
Nothing I
yeah.
grew in my backyard.
Yeah, I think this is pretty good.
Caught in the wild.
I enjoy good cider from time to time, and the thing that intrigued me about this was that it was berry, because ciders
Yes.
are very often apple, obviously apple, but other kind of milder flavors. You don't see a berry cider as
Okay,
often.
okay.
Exactly.
So I want to call a little BS on this cider. Even though, again, it's drinkable. I'm actually enjoying it, okay? But ingredients, apple wine,
Oh,
cherry and blackberry concentrate, and carbonated water.
Oh, is that a cider?
That's not cider.
Isn't cider like it's the
so that's
juice?
why it does have kind of the more of the wine taste, because it's got a wine.
That's why it
base.
has that.
Yeah.
Although, I got to say, if you're going to do something, you're going to call it, I mean, they must be, cider must be the name of it, not the style of
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's how they get away with that sometimes, by the way.
My brand name for my electronics company is LCD Television, but that's just the brand name. These are just old cheap TVs from like the 70s.
LCD
All right,
television.
we got to take a break. We will be back. I'm anxious to tell you about the cigar I smoked this week, so looking forward to that. We'll talk about the Casa Carrillo Encore Black Robusto next on Smoking and Toasting.
Fancy. Welcome
Welcome back to Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. And in addition to being available everywhere on the internet, our program is heard on fine radio stations across the United States, like the guys in Roanoke, Lynchburg, at Radio Melrose, 96.9 FM, and at KWAM AM 990, our newest affiliate in Memphis, Tennessee. It's our Graceland affiliate.
Yes.
I bet they're tired of hearing about Graceland. Like if you live in Memphis, it's like, can we talk about something besides? Talk about the Grizzlies. Talk about something besides Graceland and Elvis and all the crazy people.
Have you ever been there?
I have not. I've not visited.
Okay, so this, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm going to say this. I'm not exaggerating. Every store you walk into, and it doesn't matter if it's a convenience store, a grocery store, if it's the little convenience counter at a hotel.
Yeah.
They're all playing Elvis, and they all have the same cheap Elvis BS. And don't get me wrong, I like me some old Elvis, but it's all the same cheap
Elvis bumper stickers.
Elvis BS at every single place that came from China.
Yeah.
I'll just throw this out. If you're an Elvis fan, you must check out the Red Clay Strays. I've been spending time listening to their music this last week, watching some of their videos, and that singer, he's not trying to do Elvis. It's just that Elvis, it's not his voice, it's his movements. Elvis kind of comes bursting out of him
kind of
at certain
vibes
points. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing.
Nice.
Red Clay Strays. Watch their video.
I like them a lot.
Watch their video for Demons in Your Choir, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, that guy, like, you can't take your eyes off this guy when he's on stage. He's just like, he's that magnetic frontman thing, but in a very different way.
Nice.
So there's your music tip for the week. They're kind of country-ish, Americana rock. Red Clay Strays.
Yeah, they kind of slip the boundaries of a lot of those.
Yeah, they really
genres.
do, and they're very good, great musicians too. All right, let's do the drunken fact, Terry. If you would bring us on here, please.
And now it's time for another smoking and toasting drunken fact.
Yes, that fanfare makes me happy, and so does our show beers. By the way, they're making me happy as well. A drunken fact for today. This is a fact that you can use. You can drop this at a party when everybody's drinking, and you'll sound like you are the person that has knowledge.
He's a person who knows things.
Who knows stuff, right? Our drunken fact for today: Sesame Street's Cookie Monster has a real name. It is Sid, short for Sydney. He confirmed this himself on social media. And yes, before you ask, I do follow Cookie Monster on Twitter.
I do too.
I refuse to call it X, but I do follow Cookie Monster. So you do actually follow Cookie Monster?
When I found out that was an account, I was like, follow?
Yeah, for sure. That's one you don't have to really even think about. It's just like,
absolutely.
Okay. He was far and away my favorite character on Sesame Street. Yeah. But I also was really into Grover because he was just a wild card.
Grover amazing.
Could go anywhere.
Yeah. Grover could do near and far.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. He was the man, the red plush velvet man.
He was like Evel Knievel, you know. He did anything.
Yeah, and he would always be the contrarian too.
Oh no, Grover! I'm thinking of what was the one with the nose? Gosh, what was
Gonzo.
the one with Gonzo?
Oh, Gonzo. Yeah, you're right. Gonzo would do anything. But Grover was kind of a wild card too.
Grover was good.
So far, we've done Nicolas Cage and Sesame Street. We've not talked a lot about, cigars and beer, and this is going to get us thrown off of some of the stations.
We have to have
something
to talk about. So Grover and Cookie Monster while you're, enjoying.
Let's not forget about Mr. Snuffleupagus.
Yeah, oh my! See, I love him. I love him.
There's something special about him. I can't remember. It was that he was. And this is part of, where they say that they don't let children today watch the old Sesame Streets. I believe he was actually Big Bird's imaginary friend, and he was not really seen by the others. And so this then confuses today's...
But if you're watching an episode...
Because it's okay to be schizophrenic in today's, but not back then.
If you're watching an episode, by the way, and he's not on there... you can rest assured that at some point Sweetums will show up. And I love
Sweetums.
Sweetums. Get that froggy now. Okay, I've completely
Jack
embarrassed
not
myself.
name. Jack
Yeah.
Job.
Job.
But
And
when
he
it
just picks up the cards.
but when
and
it comes
rolls them
to
around.
cigars, I'm totally serious.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly,
and respectable and have legitimate opinions.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so let me talk about that. I smoked this week the Casa Carrillo Encore Black Robusto Extra. Now, look, I have finally given up on my crusade against the commercial use of the term Black Friday to designate the day after Thanksgiving. That day started being called Black Friday in a negative connotation because that was considered the day Christmas shopping began for real each year, and people would line up outside stores waiting for them to open so they could snatch up the early bargains, and sometimes fights would break out. It was a day I celebrated by making sure I didn't go anywhere near a store that included the words Wall or Mart in the title.
People would like have early Thanksgiving dinner and then go get in line and stay the night.
Yeah, because they were going to have 3 TVs that were on sale for $17. And after those 3 were gone, it was regular price. So people would go and like fight each other for the $17 TVs. But anyway, these days, every car lot, taco truck, and illegal arms dealer throws a Black Friday sale event, which is second only to Truck Month when it comes to getting a big discount. And anyway, I finally gave up.
Isn't Truck Month every month?
Yes. I finally gave up caring about the obvious commercial kidnapping and abduction of this term and realized that I had lost this battle. So you won't hear from me about that again. And I'm even learning to enjoy it in some ways. Like when top-ranked cigar makers Casa Carrillo, formerly known as EP Carrillo, chose Black Friday to release their Encore Black cigar, which is billed as being stronger than the original Encore, which, by the way, won Cigar of the Year from Cigar Aficionado in 2018. The Encore Black uses a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, a San Andres binder from Mexico, and Nicaraguan filler tobacco. Quite honestly, it's a beautiful-looking cigar. Dark brown, almost black wrapper tobacco with a regal-looking black and gold band and black sleeve that covers the lower third of the cigar. I smoked the Robusto Extra, which is 5 3/8 by 52. And I'm going to tell you about that. I know we got to take a break, so I'll finish telling you about that in the next segment. But this is a beautiful cigar, and I'll tell you what happened when I lit it up and smoked it. So we'll be right back. It's Smoking and Toast. Well, it's like a clarion call, you know? They should do that instead of the dinner bell. You know, just open a can of beer in front of a microphone, you know, a little amplification so I can hear it when I'm out in the garden, you know? And it's like, oh, be right there. Welcome back. I was telling you about my cigar this week. It was the Casa Carrillo Encore Black. The Encore has already been a huge hit for these guys before they released the Black. But this one they released on a Black Friday. Its billed as being stronger than the original Encore line, Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, San Andres binder from Mexico, and Nicaraguan filler tobacco. It's a beautiful cigar. Dark brown, almost black wrapper tobacco with a regal-looking black and gold band and a black sleeve that covers the lower third of the cigar. I smoked the Robusto Extra, which is 5 3/8 by 52. Used a straight cut because I had lost my V-cutter somewhere. I found it, but you know, on this one I used a straight cut. And opened it up so I could get a sense of the pre-light aromas. What I got on the sniff and again on the cold draw was pretty standard, earthy Nicaraguan tobacco notes, which, by the way, is not a bad thing. With this being billed as a stronger cigar, I was totally prepared for a Nicaraguan pepper blast when I lit it up. And I was a little surprised not to get one. There was some pepper on the initial puffs, but the Encore Black's early vibe was much more subdued, although flavors were already emerging in a very pleasant way.
That's a pepper breeze.
I got earth fermented tobacco and cashew nuts in the first third, with other less identifiable notes weaving in and out as it smoked. Construction seemed pretty good right off the bat, and strength seemed to be right at medium. Second third showed more minerality to the earthy notes, and the pepper began its slow ascent to what I imagined would wind up being the dominant note by the time I got down to the nub. I also got leather and some creaminess, but this portion of the cigar definitely moved into what I kind of expect and I'm generally looking for in cigars with Nicaraguan tobacco. For the last third, pepper ramped up as expected, layering itself over still more earth, a note of tanned leather, and a chalky minerality. For the most part, this worked well, although the occasional puff would threaten to veer into a harsher finish. Overall, though, pretty enjoyable all the way through. Suggested pairing, I'm going to go with a really big Russian Imperial Stout or even a Baltic Porter. And if you can find a place that knows how to do a perfect pour of Guinness and then lets you take that pour out back so you can drink it outside while you smoke your Casa Carrillo Encore Black, you are in business, my friend. But now for the bad news. The price.
Ooh.
This Robusto retails for $17. And I'm going to say, unless you can find it for less, I really think there's better ways to spend your $17 at your favorite cigar shop. So while I enjoyed it, and I would smoke one again in a heartbeat if it was given to me, like this one was from our buddy Alan Denny. Thank you, Alan. I don't know if I'll be seeking this one out when I'm at the humidor, of my favorite cigar shop, spending my $200 gift certificate that I'm pretty sure Ian's getting me for my birthday later this year. It's a good cigar, but at $17, price to quality of 4. And our price quality index that we use on cigars here on the show, it's a 1 to 10 scale, but 5 means you got what you pay for. And I really liked this cigar, but I just didn't feel like it was worth the price of 2 San Latano Habano AJs or something like that. So again, try it, and maybe you'll like it even more than I did. But it did not blow me away the way the regular Encore has blown me away in the past.
I mean, there are some cigars that justify the price pretty quick.
Oh, yeah, no question. I mean, we've talked before about...
EPC even, the Pledge of Allegiance that they put out was a $20 cigar, and it was... it was $20.
Listen, I have picked up the La Historia Dona Elena for like a really good price online, and that cigar is fantastic. But I could smoke 3 of those based on what I paid for them online for the retail price of this cigar. So that's why it's harder for me to give it a 5 and say you're getting what you paid for. Not that it wasn't good, it was. But anyway, I guess I'm getting picky in my old age. Like is it really worth it? Plus, everything is so expensive. The tariffs have made every cigar more expensive. It's just like, it's a frustrating time. And, I was looking at, I get Cigar Snob magazine, and of course, the first thing I do is turn to the picture of the model smoking whatever cigar she's smoking. But then after I'm done with that, I go to their cigar reviews, and they're pretty good. But it's a little disheartening because you're looking down the page, and every cigar is over $10.
Yeah,
some of them are $20. And it's like, and they're reviewing good cigars. They're doing a good job of describing them, and I appreciate the reviews. But it's like, wow, am I really going to save up my allowance to smoke one of these? You know what I mean? It seems like a lot. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Am I just an old man griping about prices?
We just need to get to the point where spending $100 on something is like spending a $20.
Well, it kind of is.
I mean, that's the thing is that if you're spending, say, if you're spending $20 for
now, I do
for
realize,
5 days,
I do realize, understand what I'm saying here. I do realize that the $100 bill is the new 20.
Oh no,
right.
yeah,
but I still don't feel that way, and I still don't make that much money.
No,
yeah. No matter whether it is or not, it has nothing to do with whether I have it.
But it just adds up so quick. I mean, $15, $20, and say you have one a day for a week.
Right. That becomes an expensive.
An expense every week.
Now you're talking about like a cigarette habit.
Yeah, exactly.
Ian, what did you pour us here? I want to get
to
this.
So this is the Odell Brewing Company Peach Stand Rambler Blonde Ale.
It's a blonde ale with peaches from Odell, which is a really reputable brewery out of Fort Collins,
There's
Colorado.
nothing quite like Summer Harvest of Colorado peaches. The blonde ale is brewed to accentuate fresh Palisade peaches and pay tribute to the hands that carefully tend those orchards.
I get peach stand on this. It has a nose of a peach
blonde
stand.
ale with peach. This is a match made in heaven. I love this. I think this. I've already done some research. I think it's fantastic. What do you think?
100%.
I'm on the fence about it.
So, what are your reservations?
I like the beerness of it.
It's definitely beer.
I like the peach of it. I think it's a natural peach.
I like it because they did it without making it a sour. That's what I like.
The peach keeps moving around on the palate, though. This last sip, the peach was a little further back in the palate. I like that. And there's a little bitterness to it, like you're right by the pit of the peach.
You definitely get that.
Like.
That's definitely the big part of the peach.
The first couple sips of this, I felt like the peach was a little perfumey. But that seems, like I said, the more I sip this, the more that seems to go away. So I don't know.
I think it's really refreshing.
I'm still on the fence about the peach, personally.
Okay. All right, that's all right. You're allowed.
It's drinkable.
You're allowed to make negative comments about really good beer. That's part of what the show is.
I am all about this.
Yeah, it's definitely with summertime upon us. This is absolutely great.
This is it.
Went to my first pool party over the weekend.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
And there's nothing quite like sitting on the edge of the pool with your feet in the water, having an ice cold beer. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So anyway, all right, we got to take a break. More to come, including a look at the Poets in the Night double IPA from Long Live Beerworks. That's coming up. This is Smoking and Toasting. We will be right back. I thought I'd try my hand at
that was
pretty good.
It wasn't too bad. Yeah.
I didn't know what was happening.
It wasn't
for a
like
minute.
Roberto level, but it was pretty good.
I was on the wrong camera and stuff, and I was trying to get it.
Welcome back. It is Smoking and Toasting. We are all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars, things that we really enjoy, and so that's why we enjoy talking about them and consuming them. So, Ian's pouring this, and this looks like a hazy IPA from heaven is what it looks like. I'm convinced that if heaven does exist, St. Peter is going to hand you a hazy IPA when you walk in.
I could get behind that.
Yeah, I think that would be a good thing. Or maybe some Irish whiskey. Irish whiskey, the whole market is dominated by a few famous names. But if you are willing to experiment a little, Irish whiskey is actually one of the best values in the whiskey market. Not that you can't find expensive ones. They definitely do exist. But the huge brands like Jameson and Bushmills, everybody knows.
Redbreast.
There's plenty more, though, that deserve a share of the spotlight. So if you're interested in Irish whiskey and you're looking for something affordable, I'm going to give you some names here from an article from the Tasting Table, which is another good website. The first one is The Busker. Busker, The Busker. Triple cask.
Seen that. I don't think I've seen that.
Smooth Irish whiskey. I have not seen it either. But, sometimes I don't take as long at the Irish whiskey section as I probably should. I go, Teeling, that's good, and maybe don't investigate as much as I should. This one I have also never seen. The Quiet Man, blended Irish whiskey. Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't seen that before either.
All right. Two Gingers.
Definitely.
Blended Irish whiskey.
And,
You're familiar?
and Two Gingers is good.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, I had to sneeze, and I used our sneeze and cough button for the first time. These just got installed. You heard me sneeze
in and
You heard me sneeze over Ian's mic, but not directly into mine.
Exactly.
So that's good. Two Gingers, they say, isn't a whiskey. See there, one again.
Wow.
It isn't a whiskey that takes itself too seriously. And that's apparently true with its name. So
I accidentally zoomed in, right
when I sneezed. Okay, well, this will make this a one for the ages.
Are you allergic to me?
I think so. Hopefully, I'm allergic to you and not the beer. Is what I'm hoping. The Sexton single malt Irish whiskey. It's at the other end of the scale. They say from Two Gingers. It puts efforts into sleek marketing, and it is. Easy to be impressed, they say, by the bottle, but what's inside does not disappoint. So, it's one to check out. How about McConnell's 5-year-old Irish whiskey? You familiar with this one?
I haven't seen that one either.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
And again, it might just because I don't look all that much at the Irish whiskey. So,
well, that's the thing. But all these whiskeys we're talking about are at the $30 mark or less. So that's why this is an important list, because with everything being so expensive these days, it's nice to find something that's actually really good. That is it's not over $30. Rowe and Company blended Irish whiskey makes the list. I'm not familiar with that one either. I have seen this one, Powers.
Powers is always
triple distilled Irish whiskey, and then there's Slane.
Slane is
triple
outstanding.
cask Irish whiskey. Honestly, this is a whiskey I'm never without in the bar. Always have a bottle of this, and one of the reasons is because it's inexpensive to replace your empty one when you're done.
And it's delicious.
Slane is wonderful. Patty, Irish whiskey. Could there be a more Irish name than Patty?
I've seen that.
Irish
It's almost
whiskey?
a little too on the nose, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it does seem to. This is what the article says, though. They say if we change this article to the best Irish whiskey under $20, then Patty, or Patties as it's known in the U.S., would still make the cut. This is under $20. So you might have to look down on the Irish whiskey, closer to the floor at the aisle to find it. But Patty's is out there.
Furniture. I know that guy.
Yeah. If I was every Irish St. Patrick's Day, I tell people that I am in fact Irish because I do have some Irish blood, and that my Irish name is Pat McGroin. So
That's bad.
it doesn't go over very well most places, but I still do it. Glendala Double Barrel Irish Whiskey. I am not familiar with that one, but it certainly looks interesting.
The bottle looks so cool. I would buy it.
It's got kind of an Irish Jesus figure with his arms spread out on the bottle label, so that's pretty cool.
Or that dude from the Black Sabbath first album.
Yes. Kilburn Blended Irish Whiskey.
That I've seen.
I've never actually tasted it, but I want to. Ide and Stills. Ide is spelled IDE. Ide and Stills Irish Whiskey. So that looks pretty interesting. And then there's Kavanaugh Irish Whiskey.
I've seen that.
Yeah. I think that's the one favored by the Supreme Court, if I'm not mistaken.
I like those shoes that keep going by on the ad, too.
Yeah, I know. The Dubliner Blended Irish Whiskey.
Also seen that. Yes.
And
I've seen that in bars, too.
That's a name that's very on the nose.
Yeah.
You like,
The
okay,
Dubliner, yes.
I know what you're talking about. But those are some Irish whiskeys under $30 that can totally be added to your, when
I'm buying,
collection.
if I'm not buying Jameson, which is really always a standard, Slane is definitely
I love
on the
Slane.
list.
Always
Slane
have
is
that.
fantastic. Teeling, I love their.
Yeah, I have a really nice bottle of Teeling.
They have the barrel aged, the aged picks, which are really really nice.
And I'll tell you another one that I really like is the Jameson Blender's Dog.
Oh yes,
It's named after
Yes.
the dog of their master blender. But that's a really good kind of lower production Irish whiskey. And as I recall, it wasn't that expensive. I think it's around $40.
Jameson came out within the last few years doing some of those. They did their IPA cask and they did their stout cask.
My
And
favorite
I think
IPA
it's
cask.
really really interesting.
My favorite IPA cask whiskey of all time, though, is the Glenfiddich. That Glenfiddich that's in
that was amazing.
That's in that like
Kind of triangle
triangle-shaped
bottle,
bottle. Oh, that stuff is so good.
That was
I've been
amazing.
out of that for a while. I definitely need to stock back up. Maybe I'll just buy a bottle. We'll do it here on the show, and then I'll take the 2 ounces that will be left
2.5 ounces are left.
to my bar. Ian has poured us what looks incredibly promising to me based on what I like about hazy
It is.
IPAs. And this is called Poets in the Night. And it is from, what's the name of the brewery again?
This is from Long Life Brewworks, coming out of
I don't get-
Providence, Rhode Island.
Providence, yeah. I don't get a lot on the nose.
There's a vlog called Cotton Providence where it's there's some judge in Providence always has his thing.
It has this thing. Oh, yeah, I haven't seen that. I'll have to
Caught
look
in
that up.
Providence.
I love that. I've spent plenty of time in Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay.
And knew the mayor there, former mayor there, really well. Was at several events for him. He was like super old school, like Democrat politician type guy. And, he would come out and say, our administration is for everybody, you gays and you lesbians and you transgenders. He was so old school about it. Yeah. Like he had very new school policies delivered in a very old school way.
Delivered with
kind of
words
like,
you're not supposed to say
right,
anymore.
Kind of like if you don't accept what we're laying out here, somebody will come by and pay you a little visit. It was that kind of a vibe.
I mean, I'm not threatening you, but if you like your kneecaps, then you don't want to have them broken.
That's right.
Double India Pale Ale.
This is delicious.
Naturally unfiltered, may contain sediment.
You know what I like about this, and it may be what some people don't like, but there is no sweetness. It's got that tart sort of IPA bitter on the
grapefruity
finish.
kind of bitterness to
and
it.
it's wonderful. It is wonderful. Not that I don't enjoy
Like
some of those
orange
sweeter
peel,
ones, but
like orange zest, the
Yes.
bitterest part,
right.
and then the grapefruit kind of lingering aftertaste.
Do you ever
and
peel
the
an
moth on the
orange?
front that reminds me of Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah. Do you ever peel an orange and you can't quite get all that white stuff off the bottom?
Yes,
it
that's
tastes
it.
like that
It's
white
very,
stuff.
Yes, very much like that.
Yeah.
But in the best possible way.
I got to tell you though, it's really good, and this is one that is worth going to Providence and protecting your kneecaps to get. I think
Protecting your kneecaps to get.
I don't know if That's not fair. There's plenty of wonderful, peaceful people in Providence, and I think that they are peaceful because they've been warned.
They're not. They're not all knuckle breakers.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Take care.
Yeah, I do. I love Providence, but anyway, this is a wonderful beer.
Yes, it's quite good. I like that while it's hazy, it's also bitter, and it's not bitter. It's got a little bit of pine cone bitter, a little bit of resinous bitter, but it's just so good front, and it leaves your mouth just watering.
Right. I was going to say it does something not a lot of bitter beers do, which is gives you that Doritos effect, like, oh, give me another sip, because a lot of the bitter beers don't necessarily do that, even if they're delicious.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is far more bitter than I was expecting when you poured it, because it's just got that look like I'm expecting almost an orange creamsicle milkshake
But
type of
it
vibe.
does that thing
It's
too,
not
like
that.
that,
No,
like
it's
that
not.
sport gum where it induces the saliva.
Yes.
You're just like your mouth
Gatorade
is just
gum.
Gator gum. Yes.
Why did we ever need Gatorade gum?
And I loved it. It was great. Gatorade gum. I need that.
Is it still out?
I don't know that it still is.
We'll
I
have to
don't
look that
know.
up. We'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
If
The
it's-
next time I go into Academy, I'm going to see if they have
Academy.
it. We're going to get a piece and chew it on
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
If it isn't still produced, I'm sure you can find it on Etsy for like $48 a chiclet.
Yeah.
you
When
know?
you just want to slobber on yourself.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's amazing actually what you can find on Etsy. I had never like really gone on there, and recently I did. I was like, holy cow, you can find anything on here. Somebody will have it, and they're selling it. It's
And they're
amazing.
selling it.
It doesn't matter how weird it is, It's like, I want a stand-up statue of Megatron, but I want him wearing a sombrero. You can find that on Etsy. It's amazing. So,
I can do that for you.
yeah.
So speaking of vlogs too, sometimes you can find the vlog of Megatron from is it Disney World or Disneyland?
Oh no, is that
Or Universal or
Universal? That would be
Universal.
Universal,
Almost
yeah.
as cool
So there's
as
a
Cookie
guy.
Monster.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a guy in a Megatron suit, and he just roasts people walking by.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty hilarious.
That's pretty
So
good.
it's Triumph, the insult comic dog, but as Megatron.
But it's Megatron.
I love Triumph. He's so fun. That is so funny to me.
I saw him. This was amazing because I follow the craziest things on Instagram, but I saw him, and he was at like, I don't know if it was a Comic-Con thing or what, but he was doing an interview with Bowser from Sha-Na-Na.
Oh my God, that is just rife with possibilities.
Amazing.
Yeah,
It was, and Bowser was amazing, and he's still, he's still doing stuff.
My favorite thing about Triumph is he always starts the segment with a cigar in his mouth.
Yes.
But as soon as he starts talking,
It
the
falls
cigar
out.
falls. And if you watch carefully, after he stops talking and the person he's interviewing or whatever is talking,
It's
he
back
kind
in his
of
mouth.
ducks down under the under the puppet barrier and reappears with another cigar in his mouth.
yeah.
So you got a cigar on the
Smigel puts it
table
back
and
into it.
another one
Yeah.
in his mouth. So it's you got to wonder what cheap cigar bundle he bought online that where the cigars were like $1 and they're the ones that he
Hey, I
uses
got to
with
make my
Triumph.
money back on every show because these shows cost me
Yeah.
$15.
He's not smoking cohibas. Trust me, that's not that's not happening. I like this beer a lot. This is one I
Very
would
good. It's
buy
good.
and stock. And I'm still a little taken by the bitterness of it. It was so not what I was expecting, but it
Yeah.
made me my favorite thing about it because it's such a pleasant beer bitter to have. I'm absolutely.
It's interesting. It's got a little bit of West Coast finish to it.
It does, and I've got a little bit of that. That's something I like West Coast IPAs, but I have a tendency to gravitate more to East Coast IPAs.
Yeah,
so
the
this
New
is
England
this is like a
style.
perfect balance for me. Yeah, that's why I think I'm enjoying this so very much. All right, still a lot to talk about on the show today. In fact, we have some whiskey to try in the next hour.
Whiskey.
Drinking news is still coming up. And we've got this Real Ale Brewing Company Real Heavy Scotch Ale, which I'm sure Ian is not going to like at all. So we'll look forward to
So good.
look forward
He
to
likes
that.
it so he's looking forward to it so much he's already had some a few days ago.
Yes, that's right. The bottle did not show up full. That's all I'm saying. We will take a break and we'll be right. And this is more than like clearing the neck for OSHA requirements here. You cleared half the bottle, my friend.
I had to quality control.
Okay, I understand. We'll be right back with some quality control of our own. This is Smoking and Toasting. Oh, that was good. That was good. I believe, if I can refer to an old Saturday Night Live skit, I believe you may have soaked that cork before you opened it, and that's
Grandma was the best Coke sorker.
Yeah, something like that. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. For those of you who missed the first hour of the show,
like to smell the screw cap?
Yeah. Oh, no. For those who missed the first hour of the show, we did pass along some Nicolas Cage news, and just to recap, the director of the movie Leaving Las Vegas, which is one of Nicolas Cage's great movies, talked about Nicolas Cage was so into method acting.
It was a comedy genius.
Yeah, right. that he drank an entire bottle of vodka before one scene, and then started trashing the casino that the scene was shot in. And I'm just saying, that's the Nicolas Cage I want and know and love.
You know, I like that because I see a lot of people and they drink on camera and they never make a face, and they drink a lot in that big swig that they just took. So you know that's probably not really what that is. It's probably
iced tea and whiskey go down a little different.
Yeah. And I often wonder.
And when they take a big swig off the bottle, like, dude,
how
really?
do you act like you're doing that? That method acting, that right there, that makes me know he is the best.
All I will say is one day I want to live in movie land, because in movie land, when people go to a bar and order a drink and the bartender pours it and they drink it, sometimes the bartender even gives them the whole bottle.
Yeah,
they
leave the bottle.
Never pay.
Yeah.
You never, in movies and TV shows, see them paying.
You guys
they
have
always
seen,
just drink for free.
You guys have seen Decline of the Western Civilization Part 2, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I have.
Penelope Spears?
Yeah, Penelope Spears.
So she does this interview with Chris Holmes from Wasp, and he's in a pool, in a floaty.
I absolutely know that interview that you're talking about. It is one of the most iconic interviews of all time.
And he's drinking bottles of vodka.
Isn't his mom just like
his
right
mom's
there
sitting
too?
there,
Like his mom's right there, and she's like, I mean, at that point in the universe, she was kind of like, well, look at, he's made lots of money. Like, we're doing okay, right? Like, this is okay. The fact that he can't make a sentence.
Like, I watched a thing with Penelope Spears, and she's talking about, she goes, I was pretty much crying when she left that interview. She had nothing. It was the worst interview I'd ever done. I had no idea. That she goes, I went back and watched it, and I went, oh, this is amazing.
I love it. I love it.
It is iconic.
By the way, while we're on the subject of bands like Wasp, I don't mean to make you guys jealous or anything, but I have, and this is true, I have a phone call scheduled in the next couple of weeks with Jesse James Dupree from Jackal.
Oh,
I know you are jealous right now.
I love that. I know
you are super jealous.
And I know that
That's
the
awesome.
chainsaw was in the key of A, I believe.
Yeah,
is
that's
what
right.
the chainsaw. They had to get a Swedish chainsaw in the key of A for
What's
that song.
really funny about this is we're talking about a business thing. It has absolutely nothing to do with music or chainsaws or anything else. So
That's awesome.
So I get to work with the businessman, Jesse James Dupree from Jackal. So
I love that.
I'm not bragging.
I love Jackal.
I'm not bragging. I'm just saying.
I love Jackal.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you know what I love is really good whiskey. And Ian has poured some that I haven't tried, but I have given it the old
Irishy.
1-2 nose, and it's got all kinds of. I'm even getting like that sort of bubblegum goodness.
Oh, dude, huge
On the
bubble
nose.
gum.
Yeah.
Huge, like bubblegum and cinnamon, but not together. Not like cinnamon bubblegum. Like literally, like
Right.
bubblegum.
No, they're separate. They're
and
distinct.
cinnamon.
Yes.
This is Rabbit Hole Cakehill Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey coming in at 47.5% or 95 proof.
I just hiccuped like Wimpy on Popeye. Was he the one? Who was the one that was always drunk?
Gladly pay you for a burger
Yeah,
Tuesday.
Wimpy never had money, but who was the guy that was always drunk in cartoons?
He was. Wimpy
was
was.
it Wimpy?
Wimpy was.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Wimpy was basically. He never had money, and he was
would
always drunk.
Would always show up and hiccup like
Yeah.
And he always had
Handicap
the,
was
he always
the
had
other
the
one.
big bulbous nose with
the Ed McMahon drinking nose. Yeah, totally.
yes.
For what it's worth, that's a real thing. My nose used to be much smaller. Just so you know. Yeah.
You're correct, sir.
4-grain small batch. This bourbon consists of 70% corn, 10% malted wheat, 10% malted barley, 10% honey malted barley. Never chill filtered, as it should be. Aged, handcrafted, cast by Kelvin Cooperage.
It's really good. I mean, it's.
Dude, Rabbit Hole does not disappoint.
Have you ever had one that wasn't fantastic?
I have never had a Rabbit Hole whiskey that wasn't like pretty outrageous.
And this now, is this something
the
you
bottle
can find?
looks awesome too. Yeah, you could find this. This is a standard one, as far as I know. I've seen this on the shelf. Now, I'd never had it before, but a friend of mine bought this for me for my birthday. And of course, we had to sample it on that same day, which is why the bottle was down to about here.
Yeah.
Now, it does say that it was at the World Spirits Competition in San Francisco and came in gold.
That's not where I
gold.
tried it.
But that's a big deal.
That is. That's what I'm
Because
saying.
that's one of the most reputable of all of the
competitions.
competitions.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
I mean, they went all out to put the thing on there.
Quite frankly, this is a big deal. Now, for the big question, do you remember? I know it was a gift, but do you have any idea what the retail is on this?
I think it's close to $80 or $90.
I'm going to tell you that it's worth it.
90,
and that's
it's
expensive
it's in
for
the
me.
$100 mark, but I'm not.
I am a cheap
exactly
bastard,
sure what it
so
is.
I don't normally spend that kind of money on a bottle of whiskey. But I got to tell you, this is pretty good.
I could look it up and find out if there was a device.
Yeah, that you could hold in your hand and look up such things. Yeah.
You know, they alluded to this kind of thing where, like a wristwatch you could talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if you ever watched Get Smart.
Oh yeah, big time. Back
Or
in the day.
Knight Rider.
Inspector
Yes.
Gadget.
Inspector Gadget, Knight Rider, those were staples back in the day. I was a.
One day we'll be able to do that.
What do you call Hasselhoff's fans? Is there the Hofsters? Like, what
Yes,
is there a
yeah,
word for?
I think there is,
Hasselhoff
but I
fans?
don't know. That's
I was that for a little while.
It's German, whatever it is, for sure. It's,
Hofstettas.
Okay, so
it says about
65.
70. Yeah, I was going to say it says about 70 here
Okay,
from what I'm seeing.
even better.
65 to 70.
Yeah, that's.
You can pick up a bottle of this for $65. Buy it.
Yeah.
It's so outrageously good.
It really is. It almost competes with whiskeys at that $100 mark. I would say.
I would not like if this was $100 and I had this and tasted it, I would be perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
It also has this lingering heat.
It does.
It comes back, it sneaks back in, and it just has this warmth.
And that's where you get a lot of the cinnamon you were talking about, is on that return.
Yeah.
You know, that whiskey
get that.
hug, if you will. It's kind of like a cinnamon-soaked whiskey hug, which sounds like one of the coolest things of all time.
Sounds like something you should get at Cinnabon in the mall.
Right. Or
A cinnamon-soaked whiskey hug.
I'm going to totally ask my wife, can I get a cinnamon-soaked whiskey hug from
Oh,
you?
you went a different direction. with
Yeah.
that.
Also, the mineral,
Totally.
the mineral water, like this is the
Watch me.
minerality of this is huge too.
Yeah. Oh, you're absolutely right. It's got that mineral water base to it, and the huge bubble gum, and
Yes.
then the separate but distinct cinnamon just make this an absolute winner in my book.
So good,
Yeah.
Well, thank you for bringing that in.
so
That
good.
was-
Little vanilla
that was, oh yes, I just picked that up on the retro.
and lots of charred oak. Like there's the charred. The charred oak's so ubiquitous, you almost don't feel like you need to say it. But if you've never
Yeah.
tried this, this is big charred oak.
I'm feeling like I'm becoming more and more discerning about whiskey, which when we first started the show, whiskey was probably the spirit I actually knew the least about. I was much more educated, if you will, in tequilas and rums and mezcals and some other things. But I've learned a lot about whiskey just from doing the show and doing from the sampling that we have. And I'm super excited because, and I'll let you explain this, but we have an amazing whiskey opportunity coming up for Smoking and Toasted.
Amazing whiskey opportunity.
Oh, that's good. You gotta keep doing it. Ian, we have just a moment here left in the segment. Tell us about that.
So coming up at between the first and second week of next month, we're going to be sitting down and doing a barrel pick.
a smoking and toasting barrel whiskey barrel pick.
Whiskey barrel pick.
Wow. And I'm really hoping this is from a good whiskey company.
Buddy, is it? O.H. Ingram.
Oh, those guys have been on the show. The whiskey they brought was like above and beyond the standard.
Outrageous. So if you remember, Scott was the master blender, and he came on, and Joseph Beck is their brand rep, called me up with this idea, and I thought it was brilliant. He pitched it to me, and it took me like no time. I'm in, yes, 100%.
So my understanding is once we select which barrel we want for the smoking and toasting whiskey,
Yes.
that it will not only be available at spec stores here in our hometown of Houston, but it will be something that people can order online.
You can order it online
from
They will be
almost
partnering-
anywhere.
Yeah, they will be partnering with, and I can't remember the brand right off the top of my head, but I'll make sure I have that information. They'll be available so that everyone, for our affiliates that listen to the show, can order this and get the.
And I will point out, by the way, this is not something we're making money on. This is something we're doing for the love of the whiskey.
Yes,
we might do one in the future where we try to, like make a little money. But this one's just for the love of the whiskey.
Yeah, so it's interesting because it'll be co-branded. Obviously this is O.H. Ingram single barrel release, but picked by us, and we have a panel coming in of folks that if you listen to the show regularly, you probably know almost everybody we're going to have in.
Yeah, but people with palates.
But people with palates.
And
palate
Alan
people,
Denny.
if you will.
And Alan Denny, yes,
yes.
because we almost just have to, because he's been such a loyal friend of the show. So yeah,
You're welcome, Alan.
You're going to have to welcome to the show that week 7 people with great palates and Alan Denny as our guests. So no, Alan knows a thing or two about whiskey.
He
Seriously,
absolutely does. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why I had to go through and I had to think. Okay, friends with palates that support the show and have been on for a while. So. And then I took most of them and threw that out because I was like, those people are going to embarrass me.
Yeah.
So then I asked a whole bunch of other people. No, I'm just joking. No, we're going to have a great panel for this. I think it's going to be really fun. We're also going to do this on the show. We're going to do this as a show.
Right, where we actually sample the different samples and choose which one we want for the smoking and toasting.
This will be a show.
That's going to be fun. We get to follow the process of it all the way through.
Yes.
No, I'm super excited
and
about
I've
this.
never done a barrel pick before. So I know a lot of people have been out to a distillery and helped with a barrel pick and things like that. I have never done this. No. So this is, for me, a learning experience from ground up, too. And I can't wait to do this. Scott, again, the master blender, when Joseph talked to him about it, he goes, I'm going to go personally pick. I think he said 6 barrels, if that's correct. So we're going to have...
And this comes from their rig house, which is, don't forget, the way they age it is on these boats
on the barges,
and
on
so
the water.
The way that it's aged with heat and cooling. I mean, there's 40 degrees difference at night and day.
Right.
Plus, it's constantly
the water.
moving.
Plus, if you're on a barge on the Mississippi, the barge could actually wind up bumping into the lost body of Jeff Buckley, and that would cause a major disruption.
Miss Jeff Buckley.
Oh, dude, don't even get me started. That album,
it's amazing,
is unbelievably good.
Dude, did you listen to the expanded version of the album that they released?
Yes, I have listened to every track.
The songs that they rejected for that album are amazing, and
I know.
And an amazing album unto themselves.
Well, if you can show me a song that embodies longing better than Lover You Should Have Come
That
Over
song
by
is
Jeff Buckley.
amazing.
It's unbelievable. And just, boy, we lost a real...
Too young to hold on and too old to just break free and run.
That's just brilliant. It's brilliant. I'm sorry. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. It's so freaking good. So, well, I'm excited because once we start this tasting process, I may update my online profile instead of saying looking for friends with benefits to say looking for friends with palates. Because you brought that up, and I like the way that sounds.
Follow us on Smokin', the letter N, Toastin', there's no G's, on Instagram, because you're going to find all the stuff on Instagram
and
as
you can
it's
see
going
us
along.
trying these as we go.
Yes.
And we're really excited to do this and really excited to present whatever it is we choose to the world.
Yes.
And the O.H. Ingram whiskeys were so good.
Oh, man. These
so
guys
good.
know
So I'm
what's
so
going on.
excited to have
Amazing.
them in our corner on this.
They are whiskey-rific. I'm trademarking that. Don't use it. We got to take a break, and we will be right back. Drinking news is around the corner, and we have more to sample and try. This is Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back. It is Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled
Why
cigars.
do you always talk over my guitar part there?
No reason.
Always.
No reason.
Never get a chance to stop and listen to that.
No reason. Welcome back. It's the show, and we are thrilled to be here. I don't remember if I talked about this on the show because I don't remember anything about most shows by the time we get to the end of them. But 3 of our favorite cigar makers are collaborating.
What?
And it sounds like it's going to be awesome. Oscar Valadares
Love
Tobacco
that
and
guy.
Company is partnering with
I don't even know Oscar, but I want to hug him when I meet him.
Oh, totally. Just like Norm from Cheers hugging the beer vat.
Yes.
That is totally how I would hug Oscar Valadares. Oscar Valadares Tobacco and Company is partnering with a pair of well-known and well-respected factories for a new trio of limited editions called the Oscar Valadares Tobacco Colaboraciones.
Okay, I think that's Spanish for collaborations.
I think it is. This is a limited edition release, debuting at the it debuted at the 2026 PCA Convention and Trade Show. It sees this Honduran cigar maker team up with, and I know this is not going to make you excited or anything, Casa Carrillo.
No, come on.
And some cigar company called Oliva.
Oh, jeez, come on.
To showcase the unique styles of each factory being paired with Oscar Valadares' favorite tobacco from Honduras. So this is a Honduran cigar, which I got to tell you.
That he's going to have blended through each house.
Yes. And
Wow.
and it's made at Casa Carrillo in the Dominican Republic. We'll use a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, so already going to be spicy.
I mean, love it already.
A Sumatra binder, and fillers from Honduras and Nicaragua.
Nice. Okay, so spicy.
So fans of Cameroon tobacco will be drawn to the Oliva-made cigar, which uses a Cameroon wrapper and binder, and the filler comes from Honduras and Nicaragua. So rounding out the trio then is a cigar made by Oscar Valadares at his factory in Danley, Honduras. It uses an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper atop a Honduran-grown binder and filler. We're very excited, he said, about the blends we developed with Casa Carrillo and Oliva. These blends reflect the unique style of each factory, combined with Oscar's favorite tobaccos from Honduras, making each cigar special and one of a kind. They are going to be limited. They're $18 a piece. They come in 20-count boxes. Each blend is limited to 1,500 boxes. That's only 30,000 cigars. So this is one you want to jump on. According to Half Wheel, these cigars are going to be shipping to retailers late this month.
Here's the thing. Each one of those houses individually, I would buy an $18 cigar from.
Totally.
Sight unseen.
Totally, yeah.
Like,
No,
no,
you're
they came out with a
100%
new
right.
cigar, bam, I will pay the money.
I know I've been bitching on the show about expensive cigars, but these are companies I would be willing to pay more for like a special release because of the track record of all 3 of these companies.
Yes, 100%.
And you understand it's a special release. It's not like it's something that's constant. You're just getting something special every once in a while.
You know what's a bummer, though? When you get one of these special limited releases, you're like, okay,
and you love it.
cool, I got 2 cigars out of this deal. And then you smoke it, you're like, oh my God, this is my favorite thing ever.
never be able
and I'll
to get
never
this
be able to
again.
find it again. You know? But that is one of the joys is continually finding. Now, I will tell you something, and I'll have to review some of these in the future, but I've been trying some of these off of Cigar Page, what they call scratch blends. And they're these very limited blends that different cigar companies have put together from tobacco that they didn't have enough of to do a full release, but they're very economically priced. I mean, we're talking like $4 to $5 a stick.
Economical.
And some of them have just been okay. I found a couple that I love.
So you mentioned Oscar Valadares. I just bought 20 Oscar Valadares Plan B. I haven't tried this yet. I just got it in.
So this is their seconds, basically, right?
Yes. As far as, it's his budget line.
Right.
Because it says Oscar Valadares Plan B. It's not like
I love that name,
unbranded.
by the way. That's
Right.
that's so good. That's so good.
It makes me think of Plan 9 from outer space. But
They should have just called them Plan B from outer space. That would have been great. I
Well,
would
yeah,
have bought them immediately.
and they are labeled that way, but I mean they were so economically priced, and I thought Oscar Valdez. So again, like his name sold that to me immediately. I was
So-
like, I'll buy anything he.
I'll just
Thanks.
mention one of the things I'm going to pledge to you guys to do, because if you read the major, I was talking about this earlier. Like I subscribe to Cigar Snob magazine, and I really love
like
it.
Cigar Snob.
I
They're
look
fun.
forward to it every 2 months when it arrives in the mail, and I leaf through it and look at the the model picks, and then I look at the cigar picks. But I was talking about earlier why every time I go there, like the page is all like $15 plus cigars. It seems like that they're reviewing. And that's great and all when you're ready to spend that amount of money for a cigar. And I don't mind doing that occasionally, but I can't do that every day, right? This show does not pay that well. Let me just say. So one of the things I love to do.
Although the more of you that get involved, the better the show will get.
That's
Yes.
right, and the better cigars
Yes.
and I can smoke.
Yes.
So
To
just
review for your pleasure.
That's right, for your pleasure. It's all about you guys. I just want you to know that. It's not about
Yes,
us.
we're doing
it's
it
all
for
about you
you.
guys. Yeah. But my point is
Selfless.
I've been exploring some of these really budget priced cigars, because when you go online to a cigar page or wherever, right? You look at these things, you go, well, the price is pretty good, but is this cigar going to suck? So
You know-
what I want to do is review some of these for you. Some of these, scratch blends, some of these seconds, some of these fumas. And so I'll be doing that in the
Here's
upcoming
the
weeks.
thing: if
'cause
you
I'm
go
cheap.
buy an $18 cigar,
Right. You have expectations, right?
you expect that to be a darn good cigar, right?
Absolutely.
$18? Mm-hmm. Ooh, buddy, it better be $18, right? Mm-hmm. And you will be slightly disappointed, but still okay if it smokes like a $12 cigar.
Right. You'll be slightly disappointed because you paid $18 for it, but at the same time, the cigar is going to be pretty good.
But when you buy that $3 cigar,
And it smokes like an $8 cigar?
and it's yes,
Dude, that is a special moment.
There's a particular joy.
And
Yeah.
that makes it something, like I say, again, when you're spending $20 on a cigar, say Monday through Friday, that's $100. But when you're spending $3 on a cigar Monday through Friday and you're enjoying it just as much,
That's $15.
Yeah.
that's
So-
$15 right there.
Yeah, so I bought a bunch of these scratch blends off of Cigar Page, and some of them are amazing. Some of them are okay. Some of them
Did
are
you get
amazing.
multiples of those?
Well, I got there. They came in 5-packs. So,
Oh, okay.
But what I had to do is that fortunately my wife is really hyper about sticky notes. So I had these really skinny sticky notes that my wife got. So I was able to write what blend it was and affix that sticky note.
gotcha.
Because otherwise I wind up smoking it. I go, oh, here's a cigar with no
I
label.
don't know what
I
this
smoke it. I
is.
go, this is amazing. What was this? So I'm just going to say the
I've done that with the
Cigar
seconds
Page
before.
The Cigar Page Scratch Blends number 3, dude. Buy them now. That is an amazing cigar for $4. But we'll get into more of this in future weeks. We'll do a more in-depth review.
Because I've been turned off. Like my go-to a couple years ago, if you'd have asked me, would have been a factory smoke Maduro.
I'm no longer a fan of those.
No, they fall apart.
And they
I've
have
been
this
having issues.
They
and
have this lingering flavor that I'm
not
not
the
a
same,
fan
yeah.
of. Yeah, but that's just me. We'll take a break. We'll be back. By the way, Drinking News is next. I cannot tell you how much I love this band, The Suffers. They're so
They're
good.
so good, yes.
They're so good. That is Gulf Coast Soul, Gulf Coast Funk. I forget which it is they say, but whatever it is awesome, and we love it.
That
and
song is one of my favorites of theirs too.
totally one of their best, and we encourage you to check those guys
Is that
out.
called
because-
Make Room? What is it's called?
Make some room.
Make some room. Yeah, it's so
make
good.
some room. It's so good. All right, the time has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. I got to give Ian
To
a
pour
moment
beer.
because he's pouring
It's
beer.
time to
And
pour the beer
It's
he
time to
just
pour the
opened.
beer. And now that he's poured the beer, it's time for drinking news.
Drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news. A Florida man with one arm said he had a gator for a pet. When asked about his absent arm, he said,
I had to take my gator to the vet.
Drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news.
My amazing wife on the.
I try to put that pause in there. It's that awkward pause, like whenever. And here is so and so on location, on the news, and there's always that couple seconds of awkwardness.
Right. Yeah. Ian, you're out covering the disturbance there at the brewery. What's it like? What's the crowd like out there?
Yes, Cruz, I am actually out here.
Exactly. No, you did that perfectly. It was the exact right amount of time for the pause. Yeah. Jeff, we understand buildings are on fire and people are being thrown flaming to the concrete. What's happening?
That's right, Cruz. Yeah. Buildings are on fire and people are being thrown to the concrete.
Yeah, exactly. It's like one of those beautiful things about our technology.
The pregnant pause.
And one of these days they're going to figure out how to
fix it,
adjust for that and fix it, and things will not be nearly as fun. I'm just saying.
Then we lose all the funny.
We'll get to our main story in drinking news in just a moment, but first.
Oh, we're going to do this now. Okay,
but
here we go. Ready?
First, some breaking drinking news.
Ooh.
Terry, you're supposed to do some kind of voiceover.
Oh. That's titillating.
And now, breaking drinking news.
Yeah. As of this new report, Drinking News can affirm that he's been spotted again. And no, we're not talking about Jesus. We're not talking about JFK Jr., who's apparently not only not dead, but he switched parties and plans to run for president. And we're not even talking about Elvis pumping fuel at Mississippi's last full-service gas station. No, it's bigger than all of those.
I think I saw Elvis one time at a theme park in Pittsburgh.
Why is he doing something so old like the last is full-service gas station? Why isn't Elvis cracking
that's a
security
noble,
codes?
Sir, that is a
computers.
noble tradition, being a petroleum transfer engineer.
The man who changed rock and roll is apparently going regular or unleaded. I'm just saying.
And he's like the last person
petroleum
in the world
transfer engineer, sir.
Yeah. But no, this is bigger than all of those potential sightings. We're talking about another sighting of Bigfoot.
Oh, that guy.
Or Big Feet. Or
Bigfoots, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure which is the proper plural for Bigfoot. But that's right. Retired Army Sergeant Todd Neese, who claims that he and several other military officers spotted not one, not two, but 3 Bigfoots in 1993 while conducting a military exercise in the Oregon Coast Range.
See, if you spotted 3 big feet, somebody would be missing a leg.
Foot, yes.
Foot.
Neese says that he and the other soldiers were conducting an exercise involving high explosives there when they came upon 3 of the alleged creatures, which they said were observing their movements.
I mean, you think? Why are you blowing up stuff?
Okay, wait. These creatures were observing their movements? What, with some kind of Bigfoot binoculars? I mean, what are they doing? Developing war plans? Are they plotting about how they're going to rule once AI destroys the human race and then the Bigfoots will be the dominant species of organic life on Earth? Sorry, I got caught up in a bad sci-fi loop for a moment. This is not the first time, and it will probably not be the last.
If stupid eats itself, we're not going to have long to go.
Here's my thing with retired Army Sergeant Todd Neese and his Sasquatch spotting soldiers. Guys, we live in a world where just about everyone carries around a device in their pocket that takes super quick, super quality pictures. And the Bigfoots were observing you, and you couldn't snap one lousy photo of these hairy creatures to back up your story.
But you can talk to your wrist.
Yeah. I mean, the best that we've got is that grainy Zapruder film shot that's actually known as the Patterson-Gimlin film. You know, the one where that guy that's obviously a man in a gorilla suit is walking through the forest.
And he stops and looks.
That's what we have.
Keeps going.
I mean, look, if Bigfoots do exist, they've been leaving us alone and causing no trouble for centuries now.
Take the hint, people.
Yeah, let's return the favor. We've got more pressing animal control issues to solve right now. like the residents of Ada County in Idaho, where Doug Perry and his wife Barbara have been unable to sleep recently due to the sound of rats scurrying around their home and chewing on the Perry's wires and cables.
Ooh, gross.
The 71-year-old man and his wife set traps and even put a Ring camera in their kitchen to try and catch the rodents. But they say that every time they got an alert from the camera, the rats rush back to their hidey hole before the Perrys can catch them. The Idaho man told reporters, "They're so quick and so fast. They can jump 6 feet. They're horrible."
They can jump 6 feet?
And they're horrible.
And they're horrible.
Residents of Ada County have been dealing with a massive rat infestation, and the Perrys appealed to local authorities and the city government for help, but nothing seemed to work until the 71-year-old Idaho man.
Idaho, don't you know?
That's one you haven't had to do before.
You know?
The 71-year-old Idaho man took matters into his own hands, literally. He managed to get downstairs to the kitchen after a recent Ring camera alert and caught a large rat by the tail before it could escape.
Oh, dang, that's fast. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
like
For a 71-year-old man? Are you kidding me?
Get down there and get quick. Because once they hear you coming, they're going off into their hole, you know?
Perry reports, "I just had to kill him in my kitchen.
Oh, God.
It was a war," Doug said. "It was a nightmare." But the amazing thing,
What did he do? Just
after
sling him
making a
around?
rather bloody John Wick-like example of this one rat in front of his rodent buddies, the other rats are now leaving the Perrys alone.
What did he do? Like put him on a little thing for display?
Idaho, man, don't you know?
Yeah, and then he did a whole scene like Huck from Scandal and just like took the guy apart, right? Of course, one reason, it was through individual action and not governmental help that the Perrys are now able to sleep through the night. And of course, one reason that government is so bad at being able to help is that the city councils and legislative bodies move at a pace that makes glaciers seem like Sonic
Can you
the
imagine
Hedgehog.
the amount of paperwork just to take care of one rat?
Yeah. And I'm not sure what good them passing legislation would even do in this case. But that doesn't stop the government from governmenting. State Representative Steve Birch introduced a Senate bill in March called, and I am not making this up, the Rodents of Unusual Size Act. But it failed in the state house with 13 representatives voting no. 13 representatives voted in favor of the rats.
They obviously don't have the rats in their house.
If 4 of them had changed their mind, the bill would have passed. But in fact, lawmakers are still arguing several pieces of legislation that they think might be able to help. And our intrepid team of reporters here at Drinking News have uncovered what some of these proposed bills might be called. And wouldn't you know, we've been able to compile them for you here in the form of another Drinking News Top 5 list. This would be the Top 5 proposed government actions to get rid of the rats in Idaho. Top 5 proposed government actions. Number 5, the Kill Michael Jackson's Bin Amendment. Number 4, the Legis Louis Ratatouille Act. Number 3, the No Rodent Left Behind Bill. Number 2, the Harry Potter and the Rats of Ada County Amendment. And the number 1 proposed bill to try and get rid of the Idaho rat infestation. Number 1, the Civil Rats Act of 2026. Reporting live from a Spirit Halloween store in a former Arby's building in Idaho, where I'm trying to buy a Pied Piper costume and a flute so I can lead these rats out of here and into Wyoming where they belong. My name is Cruz, and that is your
Drinking News, Drinking News. That's our time for Drinking News.
Cheers, y'all. Ian, you are a multi-talented guy. I get it. You know, you're a musician. You're a member of a band. You've been in a number of bands. You're like you're like a good friend, fellow cigar smoker, but you're also a guy who can not only play the ukulele but also do research at the same time on our next beer. And I salute your ambidextrous nature.
Like AC/DC for those about to rock, sir.
Yeah. All right. So Real Ale has a Scotch ale. It is, called Real Heavy, which makes
Real
sense.
Heavy.
Instead of Wee Heavy, it's Real Heavy.
A Scotch ale, also known as a Wee Heavy. So if you see Scotch ale and Wee Heavy, they're the same thing.
Okay.
Rich and malt driven, it says, part Highlands, part Hill Country. Talk to me about this beer.
Let me go ahead and tell you about this beer, because this beer is everything that I like in beer. Like when I walk into a place and I want a beer, I want something like this.
It's interesting because you and I are very different in that way. I started thinking about, IPAs and hop bitter and maybe some juicy and interesting fruit flavors. You go straight for the Real Heavy.
I love Scotch ales.
Yeah.
I love
what is
the
it about
malty...
Is it just because they're bigger beers, or is there a
Why do you
particular
like
part
chocolate?
of the flavor profile?
Why do you like chocolate?
Because chocolate's delicious.
See? That's why I like Scotch ales, because Scotch ales delicious.
All right. I'm with you, though. This is actually a really good
This is
beer.
what I like in a beer. I like the big, round, malty flavors. I like the over-the-top robustness of this.
So while I'm more of a hops guy, you really are more of a malt guy, aren't you?
I like the malts.
Yeah.
That's
that should be a T-shirt with Ian's face on it.
I like the
and it just
malts.
says, "I like the malts."
Like the malts.
I think that would sell. I think we should do that. That we could make a fortune.
I mean,
on
come
those.
on. I like whiskey too. That's got malt. Apparently, I'm a
like the
malty guy.
But I like the
here's
malts
the
could
thing.
become a whole new internet
It's not
meme.
just. It's not just. This. I just like big beers. I like big flavor. I like it when it's well done. Because Scotch ales, Wee Heavies, those are one of my favorite styles. But also, I love Belgian beers.
Right.
And those are nothing like this, but those are also big. They're round. They're bold flavors.
And they're very malty.
Well, they have more malt profile up front than you get a lot of times with an IPA or even some of the lighter blends. But that being said, they're almost a fruity beer instead. I just like the big, ridiculous beers in general. And I like barley wines because
Because why not?
this particular beer, though, comes in a 1 pint, 3.2 fluid ounce can, which is outrageously big. This is not a tall boy. This is bigger than a tall boy. Mm-hmm. It's in a neighborhood of $3 to $4 for a can of this.
Yeah, this is not
You
an
could
expensive
buy
beer,
it in a 6-pack.
Right.
Cans or bottles, you can buy it in a 6-pack. But I love buying it like this because I'll just toss 2 or 3 in my basket.
So I just want to mention that if you're from outside of the state of Texas and you've decided to come to Austin or San Antonio for a vacation, great vacation spots, but venture into the Texas Hill Country and go to the Real Ale
It's
Brewery
beautiful.
in Blanco. They have a beautiful facility,
It's
and
beautiful.
they make great beers.
It's beautiful up there, and then on top of that, this gets a Great American Beer Festival 2023 Gold. That's how good this is. I'm not joking.
Wow.
It's that kind of good. I've been drinking this for years,
You're absolutely right. It's good.
and it's absolutely fantastic.
Now, Terry, you are not necessarily as big a fan of the bigger beers as Ian is. So tell me what your take is.
I
on
like
this.
it. I think this one is really good. This is very nice. I mean,
there's a kiss of smoky on it.
It is
too.
the Scotch ale. I like this. It's not necessarily your most jet black oil used oil.
Oh yeah,
type,
totally. This is
beer
not
here.
like a big stout.
It is, but it is a really good beer. I mean, it's a good beer tasting beer, and I really enjoy. And obviously, for the price and for the size of that's great. That's a great
And
deal.
it's very drinkable. It's at 9.3% alcohol by volume.
It's very drinkable.
so 2 or 3 of these, you got
That
a
is-
whole night ahead of you.
That is such an Ian thing
But
to
it
say.
is-
It's
it
very
is-
drinkable.
I
It's
will
at
have-
9.3.
I will have to say, it is a much more crushable beer for the big beer of the day
Well,
than some of the ones we
so,
get that at the
for
end
those
where
of
it's,
you, for those of you who are wondering
like
what the
I
profile
could drink
is.
a whole one of those.
For those of you wondering what the profile is, this it says rich and malt driven, part Highlands, part Hill Country. So first off, there's a couple things that you get in here that are really, really delicious and interesting. First off, there's a kiss of smoke in this, and I'm not sure where that comes from, but it's in there. There's also that big malty round front end on it, but there's no coffee So
right.
if you're going
True.
if you're going to set this apart, well, everything I described makes it sound a bit like a porter, but there's no coffee.
No coffee.
It is not.
It's,
You are
it's
absolutely right.
a fruitier taste,
Yes.
Sure.
and a maltier taste, but there's not a lot of coffee going on.
And I think that's one of the things that makes it a different and really delicious to drink. Heavy, you know.
And we will break this down even further. Coming up is Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our show is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. And I love those things, which is why I'm not at all worried that I'm running late for a meeting as we do our final.
Hey, you want me to step out there and tell him I got the boss hostage?
Yeah, absolutely. And carry out that bottle with you when you go. So
The empty bottle?
you're actually going to do that.
I'm going to do this right now.
Yeah,
Wait, what
so
about this one?
he's
This one's
actually
empty
doing
too.
Yeah, this one's more impressive.
Tell him.
Here, show him this.
Yeah, show him that one. As a matter of fact, share what we have left with them. Send it out to them.
We don't have any left, Terry. That's the problem. This bottle of this Rabbit Hole Cakehill Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey is completely empty.
Cruz,
It's done.
Cruz, I want to point out that when I said that out there, they didn't seem surprised
And be concerned.
or concerned at
Yeah,
all.
but that's my loyal staff. I love those people.
Minions.
The longer he stays in, the more happy he is when he comes out from the meeting.
That's right. That's right. See, that's the thing. We have our major weekly meeting the day that we record the show. So we generally
After
come in,
the
record
show.
the show, and then I go to the meeting. And I'm going to tell you, it's an S show. The meeting is an S show.
Yeah,
If you know what I'm trying to say. It totally
it's
is.
fun. No, actually, you do a very good job of pulling the meeting off for as much as you drink before the meeting.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that. That's good to know. That is good to know. Ian, this beer, I'm really enjoying this. Like, I can understand why this is one of your favorites.
Oh, yes.
Oh, and here's the thing. I know I can buy it in 6-packs and in bottles or
4-packs,
cans.
maybe.
And
Yeah.
most of the time I just buy it in the giant thing. Because so they also make in the same size that they make their quad ale. Their Belgian quad ale.
The Belgian quad, yeah.
And it's also delicious and ridiculous and fruity and sticky and over the top. And it's the same price.
Right.
And so I may pick up 6 of those. But that being said, a 6-pack of those giant 9.3 beers
Yeah.
is in the neighborhood of $24?
Yeah.
Come on, if you're finding them at $4 a piece, come on. That one beer is an entire night's entertainment.
I love this. Yes, I absolutely do. This is, to me, also one of those beers that you got somebody who's like come over that's a beer fan. You're drinking beers together. You might take this and pour it and not reveal what it is. It could pass for something much more expensive.
My
right?
cousin was in town a while back. My cousin Mark was in town, and we didn't get a chance to hang out much. But the last night he was at the hotel, I went by his hotel, which is over by the airport, and I brought. I didn't have time to go like beer shopping at some place that had like crazy beers, but I went and bought a couple of these, the real heavy, the quad ale, and a couple of those, because I figured this is from Blanco, Texas. You're not trying this if you're from Michigan.
Exactly.
And he was blown away by them too. It was so fun. It was so fun just like to hang out and try some local beers with them.
Right. And that's one thing, like, I encourage you to do this. If you have friends who live elsewhere and they come to visit and they're beer fans, you got to give them the tour of your local great beers, whether you just pick them up at the grocery store or go to the brewery or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is what I love. Like when I go and visit Adam, who has been a producer on the show for a long time. He and his wife now live in Alexandria, Virginia, outside of D.C. And I love going there because we'll go to, the liquor store or to even the grocery store, and the amount of beers I've never tried is overwhelming and wonderful. And I love buying stuff and putting it in the box.
And that's part
and
of the
shipping it
joy
home.
in it, is just trying all these things that are just a little bit different, right?
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
there's a lot of people out there who this is the only beer they drink. And you know what? If I go to Denver, Colorado, I want to eat at a Denny's, and then if I go to Miami, Florida, I want to eat at a Denny's. That's a very different mindset to me, and I don't understand it.
I don't have that at all.
You know?
Like the first thing I do when I am at a restaurant in a city that's not like normal travel for me is I will ask them about their beer menu. What do you have that's local?
What's local? Yes.
Yeah, because I love trying things that I wouldn't get to try otherwise, and I think there's been enough advancement in the craft beer movement that at least at most like fine restaurants, you're seeing
there's
them
something local.
adopt something local on their menu. But I feel like this is a good thing. Well, this has been a fun show. Ian, anything you want to talk about that might be coming up in future shows?
Well, so I'm going to work on a few things coming up. First off, I'm super excited about our barrel pick with O.H. Ingram.
That's going to be amazing.
Yes, look for that the second week of next month. So that should be really interesting.
Yep, totally.
That should be a good time. And then I've got a few other things. We gotta get back to the famous front porch.
Yes.
We got to get a few other things going on. We haven't seen some of our favorites in a while, so I'll be reaching out to them and start getting the show booked up that way.
Well, I am super excited about this barrel pick, and first of all, all of the whiskeys that we have tried.
That
from
reminds me,
O.H.
Mark
Ingram.
Harrison called me, and I haven't called him back yet. I will call him probably today after the show. Mark Harrison called me, and he's from La Sigua Guitars. Remember, they're the guitars. Did I say guitars? Cigars. La Sigua Cigars. And they were
they're the ones that are out of Vermont, right?
Guitars,
that,
cigars,
do the,
Carolina.
Carolina, is that the one that does the El Salvadorian cigars?
Yes. So I got to reach back to
Those are
him.
good.
I want to get them back on the show. There's a bunch of stuff I want to have some fun with.
But mostly we're excited about trying whiskey.
Yes, and that's going to be happening. So we'll be trying all these different potential barrels.
So congratulations,
to-
guys! I just want to say, as we approach the show 500, this is what you really wanted was mass samples.
I got to tell you, I was so excited when Ian told me that O.H. Ingram wanted to do a barrel pick with us. I mean, this is like it's like
honored and excited.
I can now die a happy man. That's the way this looks to me. What a fun show. Thank you guys for being here and being a part of this. And Ian, thank you for bringing this now completely empty bottle of whiskey.
Kill on the show.
Yeah, bottle kill on the show. And thank you guys for listening. Smoking and Toasting is coming to you from Houston, Texas. And we thank you for listening. And we will be back with you next week enjoying more beverages and more goodness. Thank you. Have a good week, my friend. And cheers, y'all.
When it's okay. Yeah, you never listen to what anybody else say.